In Japan, I'm a celebrity, suspect, and a friend all before I say hi. I've been living in Japan for 6 months as a Black American, and I want to share a few things that people might not expect about what life is actually like here. Because this conversation is delicate, I think the interesting thing about being noticed here is that it's probably the first time that it's been this apparent in my life. Growing up in California, being Black was already a very small group. However, there was enough of it that I'd see plenty of other people at school, work, family, all of those things. However, here it's much less. Objectively speaking, I do look different than 99% of people here. Kids stare. I've gotten called gaijin before. However, the most important thing is that it never felt mean. A lot of it seems to be based in curiosity, considering that Japan doesn't really have many Black people, and that makes a lot of sense. I will say this, I do find it kind of funny when sometimes I'm on a train or like I'm eating somewhere and I'll look up and I'll see a guy, his eyes will dart away and then I'll look away. But I'm kind of curious, so I look back and then he's looking back. I've had a few times where it's gone back and forth for like a minute. I think it's just fun. I think it's fun because these people probably don't expect me there, and I think it's interesting. And another thing too is that it definitely can happen more the quieter the town is. For example, I'm in Shinjuku, which is about as central as you can get in Tokyo. But the further out you get, even just like an hour train ride out, can get you pretty far away from the city, and it can totally change the interactions you get with people. Not necessarily negative, but just might be more surprise. Number 2. So I've had a few moments over the course of my time here in Japan that have felt off. Not in a very dramatic way, but rather small bumps. When I was in Kyoto with my friend sitting in line at a tonkatsu place, I'm 95% sure that I did not touch her, but a girl sitting next to me pulled back pretty extremely. And she made a bit of a uncomfortable face. I think the reason it stuck out to me is because it happened twice within 5 minutes. It was also probably one of the first times that I noticed reaction just on a normal day. I truly don't think the situation was all about race because it's never really that black and white. She could have been having a bad day or it could be something else. But it did show me how uncertainty can show up in unfamiliar situations. And it's not saying anything about my worth or who I am. And it did make me a little bit more aware of how I might be perceived in that moment. But to be honest, I quickly forgot about it and it's been fine since. Now for me, the most important point is that humanity breaks everything. Because while I might be walking around as a question mark, it fades extremely fast, and oftentimes it turns into warmth with many people that I speak here. For example, I started going to this park early in the morning, and to be honest, I'm a little bit of a old soul because I get up so early, I'm only surrounded by old people. And the person that sticks out to me most is an old lady with her dog who started speaking to me the same day I got there. She's probably in her 70s, but she was excited from the get-go, and I felt welcomed the second I spoke to her. And I think those are by far some of my favorite experiences here in Japan, when especially like an older person will come and speak to me because all of the barriers come down and we just see each other for who we are. I just think it's so unexpectedly good because basically anywhere in the world, you're not too often gonna see somebody in their mid-20s getting chatted up by somebody who might be in their 70s or 80s. Because even once a simple hi is exchanged, there's warmth, curiosity, and just genuine connection. Ultimately, I'm still learning what it means to live here in Japan. However, it also makes me realize how much of that can quickly disappear once the talking actually happens. And to me, that's the biggest takeaway of all.
Too much going on.